If you are wondering what shadow work is and you want a little explanation on how to use it, and also some tips from someone that has been using it for many years, this is for you. And also, I just want to say, if you do get any value from this podcast, then please do hit the like button and leave a comment, because it really does help the channel. And also, I love to connect with you guys, so please do that. And if you would like to see other podcast episodes that I post, then please do subscribe so that you don't miss anything. If you guys are already into spirituality, chances are you probably already know what shadow work is, or you've heard of shadow work and you don't quite know what it is yet. And so I'm here to explain that to you. And sometimes, even if we know what things are, it's good to have little reminders. So shadow work is the process of going deep into your subconscious and finding parts of yourself that you were unconscious of. And we can call those unconscious parts of ourselves the shadow parts. Shadow work is all about bringing those unconscious parts of ourselves to the surface and becoming aware of them. The shadow part, it is actually being rejected. There will be a gift side to this shadow that we could be using to benefit the world. But if we are unaware of it and we are rejecting it, we're not able to use this. And the funny thing is that we can't get rid of parts of ourselves. They are always going to be there. And so when we reject them, we're not able to actually be as fully authentic, because there are parts of ourselves that we are not seeing. So for someone that is only just starting out with shadow work, a simple practice that you can do is just noticing when you have become triggered. And when you are aware of this and you become aware that this is happening, that this emotion is taking over your body, you are then going to send all of your attention to this area, and then you're going to ask questions to it. Use your intuition to ask questions to this part of yourself with the intention of understanding it. And you can really get so creative with this. And along my journey, also what I've realized is, because I'm a very visual person in the imagination, the shadow often has a look and a feel to them. And you can really understand them, what they look like, what they want to say, what they believe, like anything that you want to know more about them that is going to help you to understand that part of you better, is going to uncover anything that maybe has been rejected or pushed down in the past and start to bring it to the light. You'll keep attracting situations into your life that are going to trigger these parts of you, so that you can really look at them and figure out what that part actually needs of you at that moment, or what it needs in general. The way that Teal Swan, in her completion process, she has literally written a whole book on it, so definitely pick up a copy of that book. It's so good. She'll explain the whole process, but you use your imagination to meet the needs of that shadow part of yourself. And once we become aware of these shadow parts of ourselves, what they believe, we are uncovering beliefs from this part of ourselves that are deeply rooted. And when that part of ourselves is healed, then we are no longer going to be a match to situations that are there to trigger that part of ourselves. Let me give you an example, right? So when I was a kid, I was bullied at school, and I experienced being ostracized from a group of girls. Ended up being quite traumatized by that. I lost a lot of self-esteem and gained a lot of social anxiety. And so throughout my life, I would constantly be in situations where my social anxiety would be triggered, or I would be avoiding situations where my social anxiety would be triggered. And so that was in itself, that avoidance of the social anxiety was causing more issues for me, because I would be feeling more and more isolated and I wouldn't be connecting with people. So then when I realized that I wanted to connect with people, I would go and I would be in situations where that social anxiety would be triggered. When I realized, okay, I'm having such a big trauma response just from talking to someone in a cafe, for example, I realized that that part of me was needing to be healed. And so now that I have worked through so much of that social anxiety, and that part of me, there was a shadow part of me that really did believe that I was so weird, and I wasn't aware of this for a long time. And once I'd really started to heal this and started to believe that actually maybe I'm a little weird, but like, is that such a bad thing? And also, like, I'm a cool person and I really do like myself in a lot of ways. And also, like, there's a lot of things that need to be healed still, but we're working through it. I'm attracting a lot more situations into my life now that are reflecting that. This literally happened very recently, where I speak about this in my first ever episode, which is called Lessons from Deep Loneliness, where I did a lot of shadow work that weekend, and I really did go into the depths of my being and listen to what was going on, and I learned so much. It is about listening and also asking questions to really understand yourself. And this has a ripple effect, because when we do this for ourselves, we learn to understand others. When I first went through my spiritual awakening about 10 years ago, I spent a couple years probably in the light, focusing on the positive, and I wasn't really doing as much shadow work. And to be honest, I can't remember when I first started to learn about shadow work, but it's definitely a different process than focusing on the light, because what you're doing is you're actually you're putting your attention on the negative, on the darkness, the shadows. The funny thing is as well, is like when I started to learn about shadow work, I ended up going the other way. So I spent the first portion of my spiritual awakening really focusing on the light, doing any shadow work. So what happens when you do that is that you end up pushing the parts of you that are triggered, that are traumatized, you push them away. So they never actually end up being healed. They just get covered up by light. They're still in their dark, shadowy places. They're not being brought to the light. They're getting pushed down into the darkness, and the light is kind of just like on the surface, like covering things up. And that doesn't last for very long, because at some point the shadow will come out. And that is when I went into my dark night of the soul, and it was a very difficult time for me. That's when I probably started learning more about shadow work, when I was in a really dark place, and I started to really learn more about what was going on inside of me. It's so funny how this is all played out, and I feel like everything has been so divinely orchestrated, because in the beginning I really needed to focus on that light and understand that I had so much power over my consciousness, and what I choose to put my attention on is going to dramatically shift my life and how I feel. But then after realizing that and going through that for a long time, I then had to learn the shadow work part of it, and I ended up going deep into that shadow work. And now what happens after that is I come into another imbalanced state where I was probably focusing on shadow work too much, and I completely forgot about the positive focus and how much my positive focus was needed to balance out the shadow work. And it's funny, because actually it was only recently, in the last couple months actually, that this like epiphany came to me, that I wasn't doing my positive focus enough in terms of like affirmations, visualization, all of the work from Neville Goddard, which is absolutely amazing. I needed to do more of that, because I was always focusing on my shadow. So I was looking for shadows all the time, and that was making me feel really low, because obviously you're always focusing on the darkness, and that can consume you. So really balancing out the two is where I'm at now, with when something really triggering comes up, really allowing that to be heard and listened to. But then once I've done that, and once I've gone through that process, is then also extracting what that part of me needs to move forwards, and then using that as information when it comes to my positive focus. What do I need to affirm, or what do I need to visualize for today to bring myself back to a good state and back to my higher self, and so that I am operating at the best possible vibration from the information that I've received from doing my shadow work and then doing my more positive work, if that makes sense. When was the last time that you were really triggered? Let me know in the comments, because I am curious to know. And did you do any shadow work? If not, maybe that can be a good place to start. You can think back to that time that you were really triggered, and you can bring that to the surface, that feeling that you felt, and then do the completion process. Learn about the completion process from Teal Swan, because I believe that's such a really an amazing resource. Thank you guys so much for listening, and peace, namaste, have a beautiful day.